Gather around, school brothers and sisters. This is the drive. Hop on in and let's talk some Vikings. Shout out Skull Mafia. What's up in the house? It's Jarenhall. Is the medicine time? Let's go. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Skolden? What's up, Skolden? I hope you got. Hey, what's up, McCadrews? Hey, what's up? I expect you guys probably thought it'd be like sulking in my, you know, purple nightmares right now, but I think there's a lot of exciting things ahead of us as the Minnesota Vikings. What's up, Mike Sports Vibes in the house? Let's go, let's go. All right, all right. Just a heads up, I got show tomorrow. I got PSF tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. Go on the PSF app, go to the chat. I'm gonna be talking with Ali. Also, um, we're gonna be on with Justin tomorrow under lights, our year anniversary. And then on Wednesday, and then Skull Live probably tomorrow night. And that's on Purple and Skull Media. And then Wednesday, the Skull Experience. And we got Johnny Football on at that time. Oh, 8 in the house already. Let's go. What's up, Blaze? You trade for Jimmy G? Is he healthy? I didn't know, honestly. What do we got here? So, over on my left side here, we got I'm putting up like 6 weeks of schedule at a time. It's kind of how you'd probably divide it with 6, 6, and 5. And who would have thought that we would be 3-0 without Justin Jefferson? I was on a show and my co-host said that I guess we can put to rest what Kirk Cousins is like without Justin Jefferson. And we're 3-0 right now without Justin Jefferson. So I'm not saying we're better without Justin Jefferson. I'm just saying this team focused, came together, was a little shaky. We only threw it like 19 times against Chicago. But boy, did we take the training wheels off the offense the last 2 games. And we looked amazing. I'm so happy for Jordan Addison right now. Him doing that Lambeau leap was chicken soup for the soul for me, man. That's the fake mooning and Lambeau Field by Randy Moss moment for this kid. I love it. I could watch him jumping and doing Lambeau leap, having a good time. I don't think there's a guy that does better outside of Justin Jefferson, better touchdown celebrations than Jordan Addison right now. If you guys didn't know, he is the fastest Viking to 7 touchdowns of any receiver in Viking history. That is crazy. Randy Moss, it took him 10 games to get to 7. It took Jordan Addison 8 games to get to 7. So that's absolutely amazing. What's up, Barber? What's up? What's up? Digits 0984043. Strangest midseason I've ever seen for the Vikings. I've seen a few. I don't know if you guys remember going to get Josh Freeman or having Dante Culpepper have tear his ACL midseason. But those were some strange midseason events. Josh Freeman probably had the worst debut of a quarterback I've ever seen for a Viking. It just was bad. It was so bad. He threw for over 200 yards, but he threw it to places like no receiver was at, and we're like he didn't know the playbook type of plays. So Josh Freeman, I remember buying his rookie card, thinking, "Oh my gosh, we're getting Josh Freeman. He's supposed to be pretty good, you know." He had a decent season prior, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get Josh Freeman." That was season save. Nope, it was terrible. They started him with absolutely no preparation. I can't, good point here. I can't wait to see what Jarenhall's got. How impressed they must be with Jarenhall that they had him throw the ball 4 times with 5 minutes to go in the game. He was 3 for 4 with a first down on a 3rd down. Speaking of which, how about that 3rd down conversion? Let me go look. This is what we were complaining pretty all year about our third down conversion. And holy crap, did that shit change around pretty fast. This is probably our best game. Um, Go to team stats. Oh, we were 10 for 18 on third downs. For a while there, we were like, 9 for 12 and stuff like that. But yeah, 10 for 18 on third downs. That was incredible. Fourth down efficiency, 1 for 1. Who's been better on fourth down than us? I think we've only missed like one fourth down. The biggest sequence of that game was having the interception get returned all the way back, and then Kirk Cousins just throwing a dagger to go up 24-3. That was probably the best. And I'd give a lot of credit to KOC actually going for it instead of handing it off twice or something like that. But he went straight for it. Went straight for it. We had 24 first downs, so there's touchdown on the ground. That was awesome. 346 yards of their 270. We were a little light on the yards per play 5. They were 4.4 though. Crazy. Man. Yeah, our rushing was absolutely horrible. If we go to the box score with this is absolutely awful. 1.9 yards per carry for Madison, 2.1 for Akers. We were thinking, oh, Akers is the answer. Then boom, nothing. But the crazy thing is, Ty Chandler had no targets receiving and no carries. I don't know about you, but I saw that kickoff return. That's a thing of beauty, man. That guy needs to be touching the ball. He can take it to the house anytime, I think. Yeah, McAndrews, Josh Freeman was so bad. I don't know if he saw the field after that in another team. I don't know if he made another team after that. Maybe he did, but God, I think his career was over after putting that tape on film. And to his credit, we should not have had to put him in there because he was not ready, and that was embarrassing. That was a desperation move, as big a desperation move I've ever seen a team do. But TB12 is not coming. This guy's retired. So retired. But yeah, I'm sure it would be intriguing. He's juice is pumping, but I doubt it. But hey, they are talking about how Kevin O'Connell got more calls than he could imagine about, I'm sure various things. And I'm sure there are phone calls that every agent was calling the Minnesota Vikings, whoever was representing a quarterback, anybody. I don't know about you, but I want to see Hall, man. The guy runs a 4.6, 4.640. I think we can now have the read option into our playbook a little more. That might help the running game. Especially with the tight ends we have that can block. That I think that'd be pretty impressive. The read option, the RPO. Oh God, I think the the threat of the run doing the RPO, run pass option, is even just that's part of our playbook, I think, now, hopefully, because this guy can do it. He can run, man. But he doesn't run first, which is awesome. This guy is an accurate arm. Jarenhall has an accurate arm. If you go look at his college highlights, or you go look at that throw he through to N'Keal Harry, he has a back shoulder throw. I don't think Kirk throws back shoulder very much, if at all. I don't think he's got the touch for it as much as some quarterbacks do, but Jaren Hall's got that in his tool belt to throw a back shoulder throw, and he throws a good deep ball. He in his, I don't know if you've ever seen, and I put it on Twitter, of the War Room, and they interviewed him at the combine. They asked him, and he said, "I have every throw in the book. He can make every throw," and I think he can. It's just I think more of an experience thing. He is 25. He only played a lot his last 2 years of college, and mainly because of his Mormon mission. He's a 25-year-old. He spent 2 years on his Mormon mission. He had to win the job, man. He fought to win the job against Zach Wilson. So, and Zach Wilson won, but he could have been starting over Zach Wilson. There would have been no Zach Wilson in the NFL. It was that close of a competition from what I read or listened to, that him and Zach Wilson were up for the starting job. You got Eli Prod in the house. What's up, man? What's up? Two Tone Tony everywhere I look. I see Two Tone Tony now. I say, well, here's the deal. He's not officially our backup quarterback, right? Mullins is. And Mullins is apparently back after next week, of eligible to come back after next week. So I do think this first game is a big deal for him. I do think Jarenhall has to show out to give them confidence to move forward and let him play another week. Because they don't have to bring Mullins back right away. You get a 21-day window to activate him after a 4-week IR. So they got 21 days to bring him back. Same thing's happening with Jalen Naylor right now. He's got a 3-week window, and this next week is his last window. So we're probably going to see Jalen Naylor. We got a lot of Jarens and Jareds and Jalen's. I don't know. We got a lot of guys, a lot of J's on this team. So why not one more? But Jarenhall, if he shows out, he could hold off Nick Mullins for a week and get a second start. I know people are thinking trade and either if it's, hey, a potential, hey, I want a starter, or a guy that comes in that maybe pushes Mannion out, right? And we have now Mullins and another guy instead of Mullins and Mannion. Because I think Mannion was brought in here to be just an emergency quarterback room guy. Everybody that was freaking out, oh, we got Sean Mannion, we're tanking, we're signing Sean Mannion. No, they got him just because he was simple. He knew the playbook and he could help the other guys. He was not meant to get on the field. God forbid he does. Means that all things are lost then. But if you put Sean Mannion on the team, it was so Jarenhall could just get better, in my opinion. He could help out Kirk Cousins. He can help out the other quarterbacks, help out the coaching staff too, because obviously he knows the offense. So that was why he came in. Now, would you want? We may not sign another quarterback for this week. We may not. I could see us doing it though, just because of an emergency quarterback, having him on there, because this, that's what we had. We had Kirk Cousins, we had Nick, we had Jarenhall, and then we had Sean Mannion. Why Nick Mullins was out, so Jarenhall and Mannion were the backups. But Kirk out, now we got just Jarenhall and Mannion right now. So do we bring in another quarterback? So in the comments, tell me if we should bring somebody in. I know there was talk about Colt McCoy because we already took a look at him, but I don't think they bring in a guy to replace Mullins or Jarenhall. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. If we bring in a guy, do you think it's to replace one of those guys or both of them? I would like to know what's your idea. Right now, my poll is sitting at like 75%. Just start Jarenhall. Yeah, he said he wouldn't believe the calls he received. Yeah, a lot of calls. We need RB badly. Yeah, give Ty Chandler more opportunities. Sports buys, man, that's for freaking sure. Too evil to hope. Happiest guy in the Vikings fan base right now, probably. Skull for life, Barber. What's up, Barber? Again, Hall time to shine on Sunday. Let's go. KOC is too nice and needs to realize that 7 games Mass is not the guy. I agree. He is so loyal that I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. Um, I was expecting that Ty Chandler earn more snaps, man. But I did like the fact that on the second drive he let Cam Akers the whole time, and he got the first touchdown of the year. Then I thought, go with the hot hand. No, went right back to Madison. There was a time where there was this huge asshole, and Madison was just dancing, and finally realized he has a huge asshole, and he started leaning forward and then falls, and gains a few yards late in the game. So he's got to do better, man. He's got to hit the hole hard. There was time where he's dancing around trying to break away. We get a 6-7 yard or 5-6 yard loss because of it. He's really got to read it, man. Cam Akers is a better decision maker. He's quicker. I would love to see him and Ty Chandler be the guys dividing the carries. Right now, Alexander Madison's not cutting it. No Colt. Yeah, whatever. And I'm just talking about a guy in the background. Colt McCoy spent 2 or 3 years with Kevin O'Connell in Washington, from my understanding. That's what the connection is. He was good, but ask him to replicate what happened for as a stretch. I looked back at stats. Nick Mullins had a better career at age 27 than Casey Keenum did. We got Casey Keenum like at the age of 28, and then he has a good year for us. But leading up to that, or he was 29, I think. Leading up to that, because I think he at 27, we got him 2 years later. So at the age of 27, if you go look at their stats, Nick Mullins has actually got a higher quarterback rating career-wise than Keenum, but up until that point, better career-wise. He had a couple blowouts that he orchestrated under his belt. You go look at last year's game, he had a 100 quarterback rating. Was it last year or the year before? No, it was last year against the Bears. He had a 100 quarterback rating, threw for over 200 yards. So, Mullins can play. I know there was someone saying on Twitter that Casey Keenum has a more high variability of success, like a higher ceiling than Nick Mullins, and I would argue otherwise. I like Mullins. I think he throws a couple bad balls. He doesn't have a strong arm as Kirk Cousins has. He's not as accurate, but he's still fairly serviceable. But he is not afraid, and I feel that same way about Jarenhall. These two guys are not afraid to throw the ball. When Jarenhall did not throw it to the first option when he threw that first down. He read the field and got the first down, and by reading it properly. But hey, good point, Tim. Let's see here. All these Brady's. I'm not sure about Brady. I do agree, McAndrews. Let's roll with Hall. I don't think if we brought in a Colt McCoy, it would be to start over these guys. I know people think, let's bring someone in. Oh, he's going to replace Hall. He's going to replace Mullins. I think at this point, they are not going to do that. They're going to see what Hall can do. And then if they're worried about that, they're going to just let Mullins take over, I think. And again, that then we'd be down to, if we lose, we'd be 4-6. What do you do then, right? Maybe they decide they need to bring somebody in to replace him. But no, I think we're going with Hall or Mullins the rest of the year. And for right now, it's Hall, seeing if he can take over this team. Right now, I mean, sucks that you lose your spot by injury, but and I don't want to see that. If Hall balls out and then Mullins comes back and they just give the ball to Mullins, no, I'd be so pissed. Madison couldn't catch a cold in the hospital. I think I saw you say that before. Um, but yeah, he was leading the league in drops. I think at one point he may still be. I agree. Start Jarenhall. I want to give him a longer runway, man. I want to see what he's about. I know people don't want to hear this, but we may have our quarterback of the future. He's 6'1". I wish he was 6'3" like Kirk. Him standing next to Kevin O'Connell's crazy because Kevin O'Connell's 6'5", so he looks puny, but he doesn't look small out on the field. And good footwork, good delivery. Again, he's smart. He is a leader. Um, Hell of a voice on that dude. He's got a lot of bass in his voice. This guy, and just looking out there when he was getting the calls, this guy did not look frazzled at all. He looked calm. I like what we got in this kid, man. I had him as our 7th quarterback in the draft. I had him right behind Will Levis, and I had Will Levis at 6 and DTR at 5, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It was 6 or 7, I forget. 5 or 6 for DTR and Will Levis. Will Levis had 4 touchdowns. How about that? Anybody want Will Levis now? I saw one of his touchdowns. He absolutely had horrible footwork, threw off his back foot, and threw a dime. And I'm like, what? That's crazy. Yeah, Tim, I want the Akers Chandler show too. I've seen enough Madison. Great family. I feel bad of saying that. Hall's not ready. Well, he has to be. It just absolutely has to be. Well, of course, nobody's gonna be ready, right? But this is how it happens, man. This is how Tom Brady or Kurt Warner came to being. This is how receiver side of it. This is how a Adam Thielen came about. It was injury. These happen. This is how we know Dalton Reisner's good, right? So these things got to happen. Yeah, I think he's front runner for comeback player of the year next year. If you go listen to the videos of the news media asking, especially Dalton Reisner's video, Dalton Reisner said the first thing he did is he went in to check on Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins said, "Did we win?" And Josh Metellus said he sat by, I think it was Metellus, sat by Kirk on the plane, and Kirk Cousins was the same Kirk. He was joking around. He was telling people what the best plays he thought were. He was talking to all the players. Everybody was just pro Kirk Cousins. He's our teammate. And the word leader was synonymous with everybody. I know people, and some people that I do shows with don't consider Kirk Cousins a leader, but his teammates do. And I don't know a single person that doesn't. That knows him, plays with him, or coaches him, that doesn't think that. So it is gonna suck that we're going from Kirk Cousins to Jarenhall. But the good thing is I watched Kevin O'Connell's press conference, and Kevin O'Connell said that all the players raved about Jarenhall when he took over in the huddle. That from his play call to his cadence, just to his overall poise coming in there. If we're going to hand over the reins to a dude, I like this dude. I really do. Is he a first round talent? He wasn't. He wasn't a first round talent, but he has a lot of great qualities, and I'm looking forward to seeing him, man. I'm looking forward to seeing a mobile quarterback. I'm looking forward to seeing that extra threat of RPO. The guy's fearless. He is. If you go watch anything about him, and then you go watch that his few plays that he had in there, this guy was not worried at all. Hey, one thing, guys, you may be aware of this, but I am demonetized right now. I am. I have no access to any earnings on YouTube right now. But what I also am is probably shadow banned. I'm going to like 25% of what my normal views are. I used to have Kirk Cousins jokes hit 6,000 views, and now they're hitting 20 views. So if you don't have me on your notifications set, please do so until one day maybe YouTube lets me get viewed again. But I appreciate those guys in the view that you guys show up on my lives. I'm probably not putting out as much daily content as I would have wanted to, by daily every day. I am just going to occasionally put a video out to see if I can get views. But I do appreciate if you guys could help me out. Put me on your if you're listening, put me on your notifications. If you're on your phone, you go to subscribe, you click on notifications. That's ringing the bell. I appreciate that. That'll help me out and hopefully get me through this time. Appreciate it. I can apply to be monetized again in January, but even then, I'm not sure if I will ever get off this shadow ban. What do we got here? We Vikings fans ain't used to our running game being this bad. It hasn't been great for about 3 years now because, I mean, we've had Dalvin Cook, but he's like the only guy running the ball. And we're like 26th or 20, we're below the bottom third of the running game the past few years. But yeah, this is exceptionally bad. And considering that people rate our offensive line as a good run blocking offensive line, it means the running backs are not hitting the holes. They're not reading. They're not bouncing it in the right places. And I know I saw Madison had a bad game. He did. He had a real bad game running the ball because he missed some stuff. He missed some big opportunities. Well, Hall is Mon 2.0. There's nothing about Hall Mullins is a good quarterback. Hall is Mon 2.0. There's nothing about Hall I see Mond. Nothing. I hated Mon I did not want Mon from the beginning. I saw what I eventually got. Hall is so much better than Mond. It's my opinion, Tim, but it's because confidence wise, and I'm not even going to say athletic wise because Mond was a decent athlete, but Hall is definitely he's faster. He's 4'6" compared to like a 4'7" dude. But just a better decision maker, more mature. I think a better leader by far. Personality wise, I see a lot. Hall is better than Mond, and you can't really tell until you see him on the field. Now, if you might go look at the preseason, nobody could have did crap with that third string offensive line. It was awful. When he finally got to play with at least the second string, he led us to a 14-0 lead against the Cardinals. I don't know if you remember that. But then when they put the third string back in there for the second half, awful again. So he hasn't played with the ones yet. So hold your ruling until after this game. If he's going to be playing with the ones with one receivers, he never got to play with Addison, I don't think. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't get to play with KJ Osborne. The best receiver he got to play with was probably Naylor. And Tristan Jackson. So he's gonna have Jordan Addison. Hopefully he's gonna have Justin Jefferson back. The offensive line is so much better than the one he got to play with in preseason. You'll see some things. You'll see some things. This guy's got poise. I might be eating crow after this game. I'm not saying he's the next Tom Brady or next Kurt Warner, but these are how Kurt Warner and Tom Brady came to be as their quarterback went down. So that was my hope. That would be like my biggest wish from a star, that we got the next Cal Ripken. That guy, it's in there and plays every game the rest of his career. The next Iron Man. Finally, one guy gets hurt, steps in, and never gives up the job. That'd be amazing. Honestly, that'd be freaking amazing. Yeah, yeah. Two evil. Skull Mafia. Thank you for that call, man. You didn't have to. Um, you did not. You did not. You did not curse the situation. I'm wearing the jersey. And this is me. I'm superstitious. I wore this jersey the first 3 games of the year, and we went 0-3. So I felt like I was a curse. And I don't know, man. It really hurt to see him go down because he was playing so good. He was changing a lot of minds. He already changed hearts uh in the off season, but to see him on the sideline on that cart and he goes, "Come on, oh, let's go, oh." And I know I saw a couple people saw that, or a couple players, but I think it was who was it? It was Cam Bynum that said he saw Kirk on the sideline and sit, in the end zone for a while to watch the team and him clapping and saying, "Come on, oh." He uh he expects Kirk Cousins is gonna be walking the sidelines if he can, if he's allowed to help the team. The greatest thing for Jarenhall right now is that he's coming into a situation where he's got a good offensive line, miracle. Never had that for a while. One of the best receiving cores in the league, and a coach that trusts him enough to let him throw with his back to the end zone. That's freaking amazing. That's insane. Let that. I know most of us, including me, were like, "Why aren't you running the ball?" And then he makes that read and throw to TJ or TJ Hawkinson, and we get that first down. I think it was TJ. So he's got that going for him. But also, he has got a freaking great mentor that can help him study, help him get through this. You got to know Kirk Cousins is going to be helping this dude. Mullins was great because Mullins was all about helping Kirk Cousins. And you could tell that. And Kirk Cousins gave him a lot of credit in that Netflix series. But let's talk about who stood out, man, in this game. I'm sure I'm going to be talking about Kirk Cousins all of my next lives, but I'm happy to see that Jordan Love is not the answer. That's good. He is not an accurate thrower. He had, and they could have beat us if he could hit open receivers, and also if their receivers could catch. It was a pretty awful showing, honestly. There were some drop balls. There were some just overthrows. So happy to see that. Um, yeah, happy to see our defense show up. And I mean, it was like 8 minutes to go in that half, and they had like 9 yards offense. It was ridiculous. Um, Kirk Cousins, 274, 2 TDs, 8.8 average. This guy is second in the league in throws over 20 yards. And he's been like that, honestly. The whole bullshit about Kirk Cousins check down Charlie. Nope. Nope. Not at all. His QBR was 91. QBR usually hates Kirk Cousins. They gave him a 91. 122 quarterback rating. He's like third or fourth in the league in quarterback rating. He's second in the league in yards. He's tied for first in touchdowns. He's second overall in 20+ yard chunk plays. It's insane. But here, this is what hurts. Madison 1.9 yards. Cam Akers 2.1. Kirk Cousins led us with 4.5. 2 carries for 9 yards. Brandon Powell had 1 yard for that first down, or had 2 yards for that first down. Jordan Addison 2 yards. Jarenhall -1. Now, KJ Osborne stepped up big time. He was a rock out there. KJ Osborne, 8 receptions, 99 yards. no TDs, but he got targeted 10 times. TJ Hawkinson, another big game. You're going to get 1,000 yards, 6 receptions, 88 yards, a touchdown, off 9 targets. Jordan Addison, they didn't give him a second drop. This is bullshit. He got 8 targets, 7 receptions. Dude, 2 of those were drops, man. One drop for sure, that 40-yarder, 35, 40-yarder. And then the second one in the end zone, that got ripped out of his hands. I guess they don't call it a drop because it got ripped out of his hands, but that was almost another freaking interception like earlier in the year on KJ Osborne. Johnny Munn had a catch. Akers had another catch. CJ Ham had a catch. Alexander Madison had a catch. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys caught the ball. Crazy. Oh wow. I wish my I wish StreamYard would keep me caught up here. Oh, here we go. I've seen enough of Mullins. I want to see Hall shine. I do too. I think Hall has the better future. I do. I really do. I think that Mike. I'd give Nick a chance. Mullins is ready. All right. I could see that happening. I wouldn't mind seeing either of them. I think this Hall has the better future. Hall is Skull Mafia. Hall is walking into a team with some playmakers. The line is finally good. Defense is way better than expected. I believe Hall is going to impress everyone. Speaking of defense, Josh Metellus, 8 total tackles, pass defended. Jordan Hicks, 8 total tackles. Harrison Phillip was a man in there. Should have got a sack. He had another half sack, but freaking Jordan Love made a play in the grasp and falling down makes a play. But otherwise, Harrison Smith would have got a sack. He's got a half one. Cameron Bynum got a half sack. But he was flying all over the ball. He got 2 pass defense. He got a hit on a quarterback. Phillips got 2 hits on the quarterback. Harrison Smith, solid day. Caleb Evans was shaky as hell. He did make 1 play at the end of the game. Jay Ward, offsides, cost us 3 points, and gave them 3 points. Daniil Hunter had a sack. DJ won him 2 sacks, man. DJ won him 2 sacks. Hey, Roy got in there with 3 tackles. He doesn't see a whole lot out there. Pace isn't getting much time of day because we're going with 3 safeties all the time. I wonder when that's going to change. He did get that holding penalty on the special teams. The special teams was freaking shaky yesterday. Freaking shaky. No way. We talking about Fields, Justin Fields now? Hell no on Fields. Pass on Fields. I'd rather stay with Hall. Play him. Get coached up. Hall isn't ready yet. He might be okay, but it's a little nerve-wracking. Hall faces our starting defense every week. He'll be ready for the Falcons. So, you're doing scout team plays, but a good point there, Skull Mafia, is I don't know if you saw this a while back that Kevin O'Connell gave him credit, a lot of credit for improving the defense. Like he was challenging them, giving them a lot of good looks. So I know there's some people I posted that in Twitter and I got the usual haters. But it's what he said, and he gave credit again recently because a media guy asked him about it, and apparently Hall was impressing on the scout team. That's how Rudy made the team, and that's why we have the movie Rudy. Hope Kirk and KOC get Hall ready. I don't know if Kirk's gonna be helping out this week until he's got a cast on, maybe through FaceTime and texting. But I don't know if he's going to be in the practice facility. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It would be nice, but I think he'll try to help if he can. Again, like FaceTime and texting and calling. I think he'll do that. Dan Hanneman, what's up? Shout out, what's up? I wasn't ready for this, kids. I learned along the way. All right. I truly believe this kid reminds me of a good version of Russell Wilson. He does. He does remind me. You bring that up. He's taller and probably faster, honestly. But we'll see. Russell Wilson impressed right away, and he won that job in preseason. Again, not a lot of credit. A lot of credit. Well, a lot of negative credit goes to that offensive line that Jordan or that Jalen Hall played with in preseason, so he wasn't able to stand out. All has potential, just nervous. I agree. It's nervous. But I was waiting to see like this frazzled dude out there, even though I thought he had leadership qualities and all this. I had talked about him before and I'd done a video on him. I never expected him to see the field. But now that he saw the field, I was a little nervous. But to see just that third down throw, I'll take him. I'll take him. Nice throw. All right. Skull Mafia is on the Hall train. I am too. The medicine is Hall. That's what I'm hearing. That's what he told me. That's what Skull Mafia told me. Oh, dude, he's been studying this whole time. He's been in because you're the backup quarterback. I bet this guy was in the playbook nonstop, man. I bet, and that's half the reason why they brought in Mannion. Half the reason they brought in Mannion to give him a study partner. Guarantee it. Viking Jerome, what's up, man? Why did that happen? All right, I'm not sure. Well, it was a good season. Oh, Scolder suit, man. Come on. But it's over, he says. I say 5% chance we can successful hell to totally honest. Now let me put this by you. We got prolific receivers. Now let's compare it to having Christian Ponder, who made us 10-6 and went to the playoffs. We had a all-pro, all-world running back and a good offensive line. But he did not have receivers. We got a really good offensive line. KOC making a decision about putting the right guy in at running back, and we got the receivers. We got our receivers right now are better than any receivers we had at any point in time during that Ponder that era, that 2000 whatever 10 or not 11 12 that the year 12 was the year that we made the playoffs. He is in such a better situation than Ponder was. I know we had Adrian Peterson, but we got a decent defense now. It's attacking. It takes the ball away now. You got, people say we don't got talent, but you can't say Metellus, Hicks, Bynum, Harrison Smith don't have talent. Daniil Hunter, Wanham stepping up. And then you throw in solid guys like Phillips. Bullard's been a good run defender. Jaquelin Roy, I think, is our future. He looks good when times he's in there. The only situation, and you know what, are mostly except for Evans, our cornerbacks played pretty solid this last week. I didn't know this. Nick Vigil got in the game. He had one tackle. I don't think it's over. I think it's be one of those situations where we're gonna have to game plan people and make it simplified. We're probably not going to be throwing down the field as much like we did with Kirk, but we'll have some more creative plays. And I was talking about RPOs earlier. Well, how about this? For 1 week, Sculpture Soup, for 1 week, think that he can do it and be disappointed that he didn't, because it's just a much more happier experience. Just 1 week for me. 1 week for me. Say, I think I can't wait to see what Hall's going to do. I hope he does well. I know you hope he does well, but say it out loud, manifest it, because God knows how much negativity Kirk got going into the season. We're 0-3, and now we've been 4 for our last 5. We're 3-0 without Justin Jefferson. What if we go 4-0 without Justin Jefferson? What kind of confidence builder is that coming back? Atlanta's beatable. Atlanta is so beatable. But I think we could do that. I think we can beat them. I think we can, especially where our defense is playing. I've been a Kirk fan since he was in the original. You like that game in Washington? Happy to see it, Tim. It's I don't. It's a lot of people on Twitter found out how much support Kirk Cousins had. So much so that a certain person I used to have on my show canceled herself. People underestimated the support Kirk Cousins had. If you're on Twitter, you'll see it. And there's 5 or 6 dudes that constantly harass me about Kirk Cousins. Constantly harass me. And they're in fucking joy mode right now. It's embarrassing to see people happy about this happening. But there are. I mean, I'm watching a YouTube channel and I'm seeing jokes about Kirk Cousins. And some in a host of the show laughing. I'm perplexed that there's any moment. Even Purple Daily is fine. They're like in sorrow mode right now, and I think it's appropriate. You need to read the room after this. I mean, I'm going on what was it? Yeah, I went on One Bar in Lupagus. I'm starting to go on their One Bar in Lupagus after the game thing. And dude right before me was like, Kirk Cousins got an Achilles injury. I don't want him now. I definitely don't want him now. I didn't want him before, but I definitely don't want him now. I'm like, come on. The dust hasn't settled. An hour hasn't been gone by. And we're back to the I don't want Kirk phase. Come on. So I think it's time to read the room. This team liked Kirk. The players liked Kirk. They played for him. Honestly, he threw us on his back the last 2 weeks because we have no freaking running game. So a lot of people underestimated. I've been telling people all the polls I do, it's like 70 to 80. It varies. Of Kirk can win a Super Bowl, 70. You know, who do you want? Kirk, 70. You know, just everything is 70 to 80, somewhere in between there. When we're 0-3, it went down to like 65. But occasionally I'll put out a poll and people underestimated the amount of support, even on the most savage platform like Twitter. It's super positive. And the reason why I know this is because people followed me, but I follow them back, so I get to see them too. And it's a lot of positivity. There's still guys. Oh yeah, make sure not to schedule a surgery on a Tuesday. He doesn't do anything on Tuesdays. Just anybody's. I mean, there's guys out there just their whole life revolves around on Twitter. Revolves around Mo Green. I don't know if you've ever seen this dude. Revolves around soccer, hating on Israel, supporting Hamas, and hating on Kirk Cousins and Kirk Cousins supporters because he's always reposting Kirk Cousins supporters. I got a dude calling me an idiot all the time. It's in a loser, idiot, dumb. I get that shit all the time. Get reposted. It's just sad, man. It's really sad. I mean, we're Viking fans. We're Viking fans. I think people really underestimated the support of Kirk Cousins. It's pretty sad. Kirk going to have to take less money because it's significant enough injury. Yeah. And unfortunately for some, there's talk about now we can afford him. So if you were not a Kirk Cousins fan and did not want Kirk Cousins to come back, you may have not wanted him to get an Achilles injury because now he might be affordable, might take a 1-year deal. So if someone out there is not a person that didn't at no instance want to Kirk come back, you may have actually had the worst situation because now he's might be affordable. Um, and if he comes back, we're the team that knows him. He may want to come back just to take less money so he could prove himself. And this guy, all he's done is try to prove himself. I'm not saying it's happened. It just might actually be more likely because he is affordable now. He's not going to be getting 40 million now. I think 25 tops. With incentives. That's with incentives. So yeah, unfortunately for him, maybe unfortunately for us, maybe we sign him 1 year deal and he doesn't pan out. But I imagine we'll go. If Jarenhall balls out and is king shit the rest of the year, we're set, man. Right? We're set. But if he's not, we're going to the draft and we're going to be drafting somebody. So hopefully something good happens. I want the best for us, whatever that might be. Cousins will be extended for a team friendly deal. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I should have read yours first, but it could be 1 year and no second year guaranteed, but an option would be probably like what I would think would be like it's still way too early, in the recovery process. He hasn't even got surgery yet. So I'm very iffy on that happening. What's up, Gary Balster? Yeah, I heard you were worried about if I was committed suicide or not. Nope, I'm still here. At least someone said Gary. I don't know if it was you specifically, but Gary was worried if I had a suicide. I should be on suicide watch. No, still here. Addison's the real deal. Oh my god, I was talking about that earlier. That his Lambo leap, it was chicken soup for my soul. That was a beautiful thing. Reminds me of Moss. He's gonna be a legend, man. I love his demeanor. I was kind of down on him, and I did an apology video, and I'm not down on him. Like, we had drafted him, I liked him. He got the speeding thing. I was a little worried about him, and then I'm like, then I seen him play, and I'm like, holy crap, this guy's good. And prior to this week, I talked about how he has better route running ability than Justin Jefferson. They're different players. In short spaces, Jordan Addison is better in like deep balls, in post patterns, deeper patterns. I would say that Justin Jefferson's is better. They're just different players. So what a great compliment to each other. Whoever gets to take the reins of this offense is the lucky son of a bitch. Lucky son of a bitch. Reisner Presents changed our O-line for the better. I think he is a leader. I think he is a leader by example. I think you see him turning around all the time to Kirk. And you see that by real veteran linemen. Cleveland never did that. But Reisner's looking back there and checking out because your feet can be set. You can move your upper body. Your feet just have to be set. And he's always doing that. And I'm wondering what's going on. I'm just making a 40-minute drive home from work. Ouch. 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 Man, you guys are Gary's taking over the talk, man. Hey, Gary. Adam's on you're talking about that hockey player? Kirk made his Bob Swede. What's up, man? Kirk made it off the field on his own. Rodgers had to keep Kirk to tough as nails. Yeah, there was some comments about that. I know it was Cameron Bynum. That was freaking impressive. They're talking about a Kobe Bryant doing that. So you would expect an Achilles tear that you're going to lie down and get carted off the field. Kirk thought he could still play to where he hops off the field to get to the tent faster. That was crazy. That's why I didn't think I initially thought it was Achilles. I initially thought, then I was like, maybe it's not. And then he was walking to the cart. And I'm like, maybe it's not. Nope, it was. That was, and you didn't see him grimace. You see him grimace, but you didn't see him like tearing up, crying or anything. That has got to be painful. Absolutely got to be painful. And to see your season done. But the guys, Metella said that he was just same old Kirk in the plane. Everybody else was sad, and Kirk wasn't. And that's incredible, man. Leader. If anybody tells me he's not a leader, I'll tell you to go take a hike, man. He was after the game. There was nothing but just love for this man. No, nothing but it. Dylan Dotson, Dave, I'm late, but I'm here, brother. Keep the school alive. Let's go. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. And keep in mind, I don't like to go over because the GG boys have their show at 7 usually. 7 Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, so I don't want to go over. But hey, guys, thanks for showing up. Let me just, yeah. I see a lot of too evil here. Nothing good to read. All right, Kirk will be back. He'll be a Vikings quarterback. You'll see. Tim, I don't know, but there, I leave open the opportunity, especially a 1-year deal with incentives, 2nd-year option. Addison's like Carter Diggs mix. I've said he looks a lot like Diggs, but I can see what you're saying with Carter. Carter just has those mix, man. And yeah, there's a lot of that. He has a lot of Diggs, I think. But good comparison. Jetta and Addison, man, are going to be a good mix for a long time. Pretty impressive. Yeah, Gary, you'll see you over there. Thanks, Barber. I'm going to be, hey, guys, I'm also on PSF in an hour. So right after GG, if you guys want to hop in, talk to me and Ali, I'm going to be over there. PSF, pro sports fans. That's it, guys. Let's go. I'm on the Jarenhall train. Woo woo. Let's go. See you guys later. School.